Hare Krishna. All relationships in this world are temporary, but the relationship we share with the Supreme Lord is not temporary, it is eternal. It is a relationship of the soul, beyond the limitations of the body and beyond all material boundaries. Today we are presenting two wonderful pastimes of Srila Prabhupada and Srila Gaur Govinda Swami Maharaj that reveal this eternal divine connection. In our previous video, The Dog Who Heard Srimad Bhagavatam, we narrated a beautiful pastime shared by Sripad Kasinath Pandit Prabhu. Today we are going to present another touching pastime narrated by Sripad Umapati Prabhu, one of the senior disciples of Sri Srimad Gaur Govinda Swami Maharaj. This story is centered on the deep and eternal relationship between Guru and disciple. We hope the devotees will patiently listen to this narration, which is deeply rooted in the philosophical essence of Gaudiya Siddhanta. We all know that in the Gaudiya Vaishnava tradition, Vyasa Puja holds a very special significance. Every disciple celebrates the appearance day of their spiritual master as Vyasa Puja, the day dedicated to honoring the Guru as the representative of Sri Vyasadeva. Srila Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur Prabhupada was first to establish this tradition, celebrating his 50th birthday as a Vyasa Puja festival. From that day onward, the appearance day of our Gaudiya Acharyas have been observed by their disciples as Vyasa Puja. The pastime we are going to share today is connected to the Vyasa Puja of Sri Srimad Gaur Govinda Swami Maharaj. Srila Gaur Govinda Swami Maharaj beautifully illuminated all the profound truth of Gaudiya philosophy. The principles of Jiva Tattva, Nama Tattva, Krishna Tattva, Radha Tattva, Guru Tattva, Bhagavata Tattva, Maya Tattva and Seva Tattva. But among all these, the way he established and explained the Guru Tattva was a divine gift for the entire devotee community. In his teachings, he placed tremendous emphasis on the Guru Tattva. In 1985, Srila Gaur Govinda Swami Maharaj accepted his first batch of disciples, and since then his followers have been celebrating his Vyasa Puja every year with great reverence and grandeur. Every year, Srila Gaur Govinda Swami Maharaj's Vyasa Puja celebration continued for 2 full days. The reason was his deep desire that each and every disciple should get a chance to express their heartfelt gratitude. Continuing the tradition, even today his Vyasa Puja is celebrated for 2 long days. On the day of his Vyasa Puja, Srila Gaur Govinda Swami Maharaj would become extremely grave and silent. Usually the disciples fast on Vyasa Puja day, but Srila Gaur Govinda Swami Maharaj himself would also observe complete fasting, not even drinking water. Throughout the entire ceremony, not a single word would come from his lips. He would silently listen to all the heartfelt offerings written by his disciples in the Vyasa Puja book. In the morning, devotees would perform kirtan and joyfully escort Srila Gaur Govinda Swami Maharaj from his bhajan kutir to the pandal. There, Srila Gaur Govinda Swami Maharaj would take his seat on the Vyasa Asan and the formal Guru Puja ceremony would take place. After that, disciples would read aloud their written offerings, expressing their gratitude and love to Gurudev. For 2 full days, Gurudev would simply listen, not uttering a single word. Only at the very end of the Vyasa Puja, Srila Gaur Govinda Swami Maharaj would finally speak, giving a profound spiritual discourse. His Grace Umapati Prabhu recalls, the gravity that Srila Gaur Govinda Swami Maharaj displayed on Vyasa Puja was unlike any other day. On that day, his demeanor was deeply intense and silent. For his disciples, it was an extraordinary opportunity, a sacred time to offer their love, gratitude, and surrender at the lotus feet of their Guru. One particular Vyasa Puja was being celebrated with great enthusiasm and devotion. On the first day, many disciples presented their offerings, which Srila Gaur Govinda Swami Maharaj attentively heard. On the second day, those who couldn't share earlier were invited to express their hearts. By the end of the second day, it was almost time for Srila Gaur Govinda Swami Maharaj's concluding address. According to Gurudev's instruction, the president announced, if there is any devotee who could not submit his written offering for the Vyasa Puja book but would still like to express his feelings, please raise your hand. Anyone who raised their hand would have their name announced and be invited to come forward and speak. That day, from the back of the assembly, an elderly devotee raised his hand. However, the announcer hesitated. He did not know the name of that god brother of him, and therefore could not invite him. That elderly devotee was from a remote village in Odisha and rarely visited the temple, perhaps only once a year during Vyasa Puja to have darshan of Srila Gurudev. The announcer looked around, gesturing to others, asking softly, does anyone know his name? What name did Gurudev give him? But no one seemed to know. The devotees whispered among themselves, trying to recall it, but none could. The devotees in the assembly began discussing among themselves, but no one could remember the name of that elderly devotee. His Grace Umapati Prabhu says, even today I still cannot recall his name. At that very moment, Srila Gour Govinda Swami Maharaj broke his silence for the first time during that Vyasa Puja celebration and revealed the name of that disciple himself. As soon as the devotees heard Srila Gurudev's voice, the entire assembly fell silent. Then when the announcer announced the devotee's name on the microphone, a wave of thunderous applause filled the hall. Everyone was astonished that Srila Gurudev had broken his vow of silence just to mention that devotee's name. Srila Gurudev always wanted to ensure that not even a single disciple was deprived of the opportunity to express his gratitude. All the devotees present there could witness the boundless compassion and love of their Gurudev. They all assured that Srila Gurudev cared for every devotee, whether known or forgotten, near or far. When no one in the assembly could recall the name of that elderly disciple, Srila Gurudev, out of his boundless compassion, uttered the name himself without hesitation, and he was called to the stage. Seeing this, everyone was deeply moved, and the hall resounded with joyous Jayadhwani. Coming onto the stage, the elderly devotee expressed his heartfelt emotions and concluded by saying, Srila Gurudev, a merciful Guru like you remembered me. I feel my life has become successful, for I have accepted you as my spiritual master. Srila Gour Govinda Swami Maharaj explained, Vyasa Puja is the worship of all Gaudiya Vaishnava Acharyas. It is not a glorification of an individual person. Rather, it is an expression of surrender to the feet of all Acharyas, the entire disciplic succession, and ultimately to the lotus feet of Lord Krishna. Srila Gurudev would humbly say, whatever glorification you have offered to me, I am not worthy of it. All credit belongs to my Guru Maharaj. Therefore, I offer everything unto his lotus feet. On the day of Vyasa Puja, the disciple receives a rare opportunity to express his gratitude to the lotus feet of his spiritual master. Therefore, Srila Gour Govinda Swami Maharaj always instructed his disciples never to miss their Guru's Vyasa Puja, no matter what happens. Sri Guru sheds his gallons of spiritual blood for the deliverance of his disciples. He tirelessly worked to free them from material bondage. If a disciple fails to understand this effort and does not express his gratitude towards his Guru, then how will his heart ever become purified? And how will he receive Lord Krishna's mercy? That is why Srila Gour Govinda Swami Maharaj would patiently sit for 2 full days, attentively hearing the offerings of all his disciples. This incident beautifully illustrates how a Sadguru always keeps a watchful eye on each and every disciple. A true Guru never forgets his disciple. Gurudev, who is beyond the influence of Maya, takes personal responsibility for the deliverance of each of his disciples. Even if a disciple forgets his Guru, the Guru never forgets to uplift that disciple from the darkness of material existence. This pastime can be compared to a wonderful incident from the life of Srila Prabhupada. When His Holiness Hridayananda Das Goswami received initiation from Srila Prabhupada, his spiritual name was Hridayananda Das, but due to a misunderstanding, everyone, including he himself, thought his name was Haridayananda Das. Nearly a year later, he wrote a letter to Srila Prabhupada signing it Hari Dayananda Das. In his reply, Srila Prabhupada signed the letter with these words, "My dear disciple Hridayananda Das." Upon reading this, he and the other devotees realized that his real name was Hridayananda Das. This pastime shows how Srila Prabhupada, who had over 10,000 disciples, still remembered each one and cared deeply for their spiritual nourishment and progress. He kept every disciple within his divine vision. We are Mayabadha Jivas, whereas the Lord is beyond Maya. How then can we establish our connection with Him? Therefore, the Lord's Parsada, His confidential associates, descend into this material world to help us revive our eternal relationship with Him. These pure devotees of the Lord are known as Sadhu Guru. When a soul fully surrenders at the lotus feet of such a Sadhu Guru and accepts him as his spiritual master, the Guru takes full responsibility for that soul. To rescue that disciple burning in the triple miseries of the material existence, the Guru engages tirelessly to deliver him from the ocean of material suffering and lead him to the lotus feet of Lord Krishna. Srila Gour Govinda Swami Maharaj said, "If a disciple falls down to hell, the Guru will go to hell to rescue him." In the books Guru Vandana, Hindi, and Worship of Sri Guru, English, published by Gopalju Publications, Srila Gour Govinda Swami Maharaj elaborates deeply on the subject of Vyasa Puja and the sacred relationship between Guru and disciple. Devotees are encouraged to read these for further understanding. From the divine pastimes of Srila Prabhupada and Srila Gour Govinda Swami Maharaj, we learn that a Shuddha Guru never forgets his disciple. If we take shelter of such a Guru, follow his instructions, and engage sincerely in his service, our life will surely become blissful and successful. There is no doubt about it. Hare Krishna.